Hey, welcome and welcome back. Let's just hit these hot spots on Married at First Sight, Season 20, Episode 2. It starts off where it left off with Marissa and Adam. They've already met. And on the last episode, I was like, Adam didn't look like he was interested. Turned out he was, because he had approached her like a year ago, I think he said. And they exchanged numbers, but he said they were so busy that they never actually met up or went on a date or anything. So, I don't know. Maybe it's fate. Who knows? So, do me a favor. I'm trying to stop saying in my videos. So, let me know how many times you hear it. Okay, so we're at the altar, and Marissa's letting us know that she was raised by a strong white woman. And she didn't say that. She said she was raised by a strong woman who taught her to be there for the people she loves. And then Adam, on the other hand, is like, well, I just go for the vibes. Everybody's got to be vibing out, whatever that means. They say their I do's, and then when they go do their little initial talk, he asked her about the items that he sent over. And she was like, yeah, I play pickleball, now, and I'm not sure what the bungee cord thing was for. She was like, I'm thinking it's for some kind of water sport or whatever. He was like, yeah, there's some water involved. Anyway, he said he was worried a little bit about her liking to read because he knows people who would just sit the whole weekend and read. I'm like, like, what that got to do with anything? Because I'm one of them people. I love to read. She was like, oh, no. It's just a cute gift. Girl, if you love reading that much, you need to go ahead and say it now. Don't set his expectations too high. Because he can definitely go play in the water while you sit, sunbathe, and read on the side. I don't see no problem with that. It got to be some give and take now. She asked him if he took the shot, and he was like, I don't drink. And she was kind of stuck for a second, like, ooh, you going to be boring. And I feel like that's what she was thinking. You can't have fun without drinking, okay? He ain't got to drink because you drink. It'll be fine. But she, she took it with a grain of salt. She wasn't expecting that, and I could tell. So she was quiet for a second, and then she asked him about his family. And he was like, last episode he told us that his parents were in Ireland, I think he said. And then, no, he said Switzerland. And now he was like, well, they're in Ireland. Oh, well, my mom's in Ireland or Budapest or somewhere. And my dad, he's just out there. He's just hiking somewhere, just out there. I'm like, what? How you don't know where your parents at? Yeah. So he tells us about, grandparents scared to fly. Sister was like, this crazy, I ain't coming. Like I said, I don't think the people really like Adam like that. Tori and Felipe. Felipe they're just sitting at the table. It was a quick little scene, him telling her that he's nervous about not being at the restaurant while it's running because he's used to being there all the time. So we know how that's going to be. But he don't have to be at work till 4, so. The maid of honor spoke some beautiful words, and then the best man Felipe's best man just got up and started reading a dissertation. I'm like, how long, because they told them they was getting married in 2 weeks. How long did it take him to write this whole dissertation? Belle is stuck. I don't know how she got stuck with Mecca's daddy, but she just stuck over there. And he asked her if she feeling him, and, he wants her to give him from 1 to 10. And she was like, I'll give him a 9, an 8 or a 9. He was like, really? So he was like, well, what was your preference? What did you tell them you wanted? Sir, this ain't none of your business. Huh. Mecca is inside talking to his friends, over analyzing this little cheek kiss. He like, I don't think she wanted to do that. She did what she thought was right because she was in front of people. No, I think she wanted that. I don't think it would have been any different if the cameras or the people weren't there. She said no. She said she loves to kiss, but no, she don't know you. His friends in there hyping him up like, we saw a match made in heaven. He was like, we sharing a suite tonight, right? Calm down. It ain't nothing more unattractive than a man who act like he ain't never had none. Calm down. Courtney is 28. We meeting them for the first time. Nick is 31. Courtney is the bodybuilder, honey. Courtney looks good. Courtney said she doesn't want a bodybuilder. Like, she wants somebody with the body that's like fit and stuff, but she don't want a bodybuilder. She don't want nobody, what she call them, egotistical or something. She don't want to deal with that. She just wants somebody who just play a little regular sport or whatever. And I thought in that regard, Nick could be perfect. She kept it real simple about what she wanted. She said she want a conservative man who still drinks, who won't have her no turtleneck every day, who celebrates Christmas but don't have to go to church every Sunday. She said that her last two partners had cheated on her, and her first reaction was she didn't want them to leave. I'm like, girl, hold on now. We can't come in here with no self-esteem issues. That ain't gonna work. Nick was on some reality shows, and I had never heard of them. He was on The Circle and The Perfect Match. I'm going to have to look that up, see what he was like on there. He does not think he's a celebrity, but he said people approach him. So he's like a D-list celebrity or whatever. And he don't ever know if people are genuine. That's why he wanted to do this process. And I'm like, yeah, they probably genuine. They probably never heard of you. I've been on these reality shows before. He's been on like 6 reality shows. That was a red flag for me, because this is just another reality show. You trying to win something. I don't like that. Anyway, honey, Courtney came out in that dress with them muscles, and I was like, well, then her mama came out with her dress and her muscles. I said, oh, these some strong women. Nick better tread lightly. When her mama came out initially, Nick was like, oh my gosh, she's jacked. Yes, she is, honey. They could have put Courtney hair up a little higher. I don't know. It was something weird. It made her like a little girl or something. I don't know. Their little speeches on the stage was boring, so I just kind of skipped over that. They talked a little after I do's. His family's in tech, hers is in construction. And then he tells her how he met his gay friend on The Circle. And she was kind of cool with it. She went with the flow or whatever. He was like, yeah, he was on there. He was catfishing me, calling me Daddy Nick the whole time. She was like, wait, you like to be called Daddy? And he kind of, yeah, he does. Okay. Nick got a little kink. Then we meet Michelle, who's 34, and Cameron, who's 37. Michelle had fibroids when she was 26, so she went ahead and decided to freeze her eggs because she did know that she wanted to be a mother at some point, but that wasn't the time. She's a program manager, and he is a head coach at a community college. He's handsome. He's a handsome guy. His legs seem really, really long in that couch he was sitting on. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So his mom really wants grandchildren, but they say he'll never bring nobody around. Her family is all there, but she said her dad didn't come because, he is a private person. He did send her a letter or whatever. What else happened? Oh, baby, when it was time to go for the wedding, she came up on a horse and carriage. And I said, I know that's right, honey. Princess treatment. When they got up there together, he is like a full 2 feet taller than her. Crazy work. So there were some awkward moments at the altar, but that's to be expected because they don't know each other. And I can't get a good read on camera. I can't tell whether he like what he see, whether he okay with the muscles. I don't know. And baby, I stand corrected because I watched the first episode on my phone while I was in training. I was at work. I should have been paying attention. But I was watching it, and I thought Marissa was a little cutie patootie. Marissa is bad. Marissa got a little body under there. Child, somebody, they sitting at their little, Marissa and Adam, them at their reception and stuff, and somebody pissed me off and came and asked him to to play that damn piano. He acting like he don't want to do it. He all, okay. But I know he told somebody, he probably paid that person to come ask him to tickle the ivories. He get up there, he like, this for Marissa. He play this popular song. I think it's a Beethoven song he plays. And then he was like, I'm going to do one more. Nick, sit down. What's his name? Adam, sit down, please. There was one of her friends that just could not get herself together. She just kept laughing. That would have been me. Because, sir, they just meant, son, play Here Comes the Bride. You don't need to do all this. It was a lot. She couldn't stop laughing, and she was making me laugh. She said Marissa told him when he finally got back to his seat after that full concert, she was like, my favorite movie is Pride and Prejudice, and there's a lot of piano in it. I love that book. Never seen the movie, I don't think. And he was like, yeah, we can watch it. We can watch it tonight. So I'm like, okay, he trying. Nikki, I don't know why I keep saying it. Nikki's 46. Sean is 48. Sean is a doctor who has prioritized his career in drum set. He's not like a medical doctor. I don't know if he's a PhD or one of them. He said he prioritized his career in his drum set. That's why he's single. He's only 5'6". That's short for a man. It is short for a man. They both want children. He said they can go ahead and make a honeymoon baby today, honey. He'll be ready. He want a baby immediately. He's dated some pageant queens. Now, Nikki prefers tall men, but she I ain't gonna say will settle for. She has dated younger men. I mean, Lord Jesus, I'm tired. She has dated shorter men. She prefers them tall, but she's dated shorter men. He said his parents are like from what people call the hood. What people call the hood. But they never carried themselves that way. He also says that he likes a boss lady, like a dominant woman. She said she was born to teenage parents and there were some struggles. But she now makes between $350K and or $250K and $350K, and she needs her man to make at least $250K. And Paul kind of gave her some pushback on that and was like, well, you're shrinking your dating pool. Like, what's wrong with 200? She was like, I'd be open to 200. Sean said he's used to women who make more than him, but he's almost a college president, so he's happy to be a provider now because he used to be a musician, so everybody made more than him when he was a musician. Putting these two together, in my opinion, is a gamble. It's a gamble because he's a short, educated man, right? With a small voice. He wants a tall, dominant, it's almost like role reversal. He wants a tall, dominant boss of a woman. And usually women of that caliber, women who have to boss people around all day at work, don't want to do that at home. Women who run the show outside don't want to have to run it inside. That's mentally draining. And Sean's voice ain't deep enough to put his foot down. I can go ahead and tell you that. You ain't finna tell me what to do with that highest pitch. I can go ahead and tell you that. When her friends were asking, when she was getting ready, they were asking her or saying something about his height. She was like, I'll take him as God made him. So, I mean, there may be hope as far as looks go, but I don't know. He sent her a gift in a car. He sent her a little pennant in a car, and I thought that was cute. Cameron gets up to go speak to some other people who actually came to see them or whatever, and honey, his biggest fan just takes over. I don't know who the guy was. He was sitting two seats down from Cam, and as soon as he left the table, he got to rallying. Oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's good at this, he's good at that. He was playing basketball. He guarded Steph Curry. Look it up on YouTube. You can look it up on YouTube right now, sir. Sit down. Sit down. Belle and her friend are talking about how fine Mecca is, and then some damn body gave his daddy that microphone. I don't know who or why, but somebody gave his daddy that microphone. Lord help him. He got up there and said Mecca ain't good at shit. Mecca can't do nothing right. He said he tried out for basketball and ended up on the girls' practice squad. He was on the girls' practice team. He said he tried boxing. He lost every match. So his dad was like, I ain't never cared about none of that. We just glad you're a good person. And he's standing up like, that's my daddy right there. That's my dad right there. And at that moment, I'm like, is he a little off? Because that was so unnecessary. That could have been done in private. You could have told his wife about all these crazy stories, but we on TV, sir. They had Belle's mom up there as violent. Is that? I don't know if that was a typo. I don't know if it's Violet or... I don't know. It said violent. Either way, I like it. Anyway, her mom's speech was so beautiful until she called that man strong, intelligent goofball. That's basically what she said. At least that's what I heard. And I was like, Mom, come. Felipe just looked like he just be sweaty all the time. I don't know. That just... He got a little stench to him, like a BO, because he always, like, got this sheen over his body. Like, I don't know. He had a little dance with his mama or whatever. I didn't feel like reading out the subtitles to figure out what she was saying. Now, Felipe and his family told us that he liked to dance, and he just over here twitching and jerking and jumping, and that's not dancing. Nick got a twin brother, y'all. His brother was telling his wife that he was on RuPaul's Drag Race, and she thought it was about cars. That tickled me. I said, oh yeah, she ain't got time to watch TV, because while I've never seen a single episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, I know exactly what it is. He was like, no, it's a drag show. And I feel like that gave her some pause. Like, wait, what are you doing on there? So she said she was curious to know why he wants to do this again. So now she's basically, in the back of her mind, she just wondering if he just want to be on TV again. And I'm wondering the same thing. I think he just want to be on TV again. Sean is telling his friends that he had a dream about walking down the aisle last night, and he's really big on dreams. Sean, this is not a prophecy. This is not a prophetic dream. You literally knew you was going to be walking down the aisle today because you signed up to do it. You interviewed to do it. They told you was doing it. You dressed to do... Like, sir, calm down. His mother and sister came to see him. Very beautiful women. He told his mom, he was trying to tell her she looked like Queen Charlotte, but I saw what he meant. Sean walks out first, of course, and Sean is a handsome man. He's a thicker guy, but he doesn't have big hips. I can't stand no man with no big hips. I think he liked what he saw when he turned around and saw Nikki. I do not think Nikki felt the same. I don't think she saw any initial attraction there. She looks like she wants to run. I don't know if she's overwhelmed or what, but she looks like she is about to throw up, pass out, or something. She looks disgusted. Anyway, I'm about to watch episode 3. I'll be back. I'm going to try to get them all out today. Okay, bye.